You love messing around with those Hero Clicks figures, don't you?
I only have a few left. I actually cleared them all out this week.
Oh, okay.
All I have left are my Sentinels, and
To make room for new.
you can't get rid of this.
No, you can't get rid of Deadpool. No.
You got to keep pooling.
Hey, everybody,
Sentinels.
and welcome to the latest episode of From My Mother's Basement, the show that celebrates being a geek. I'm Jason.
Hello. I'm Michael. Excuse me while I get myself prepared.
What are you doing?
You can't see this?
Very, very nice. And I'm very envious you have that right now, but you know, hey.
The Di Serrano or the Ice Cube?
Kind of both.
Oh, wow, it spins.
It spins?
Well, is it pouring it because it's trying to find equilibrium?
Oh, because it keeps on. Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's spinning around. So yeah, I finally got my. I've been wanting these things forever. I finally got my Death Star ice molds.
Very, very cool. And I'm sure they'll be put to good use almost every single day.
No, not every day, but I know the next time you're up, we'll.
Oh
I
yeah.
have to get the right cups for this though.
True, very true. On a side note, we want to wish a happy birthday to Prinnyzawa in the chat. It is Prinny's birthday, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Prinny. Happy birthday, Prinny.
And yes, HK
Happy
on the chat.
birthday.
Ice cubes are topic worthy, so it is a slow news week. But that being said, we still have a few things to talk about, a few rants to tide us over until next week. And I'm sure it's going to be a relatively slow news month until the new year, so.
And by the way, they're Death Star ice cubes. That's the whole point.
All right, well, let's jump into our first video of the show, and that is going to be a trailer for an upcoming movie that
better be better than the last attempt.
No more Matthew Broderick.
It wasn't Broderick wasn't the problem. John Reno wasn't the problem. I happen to like them both. The problem was
that Godzilla was crap.
And Gyno. Between the two, It was just that's no moon. That's an ice cube. That's right, baby.
So it looks like Legendary Pictures is gonna try their best to make a Godzilla flick that we all
won't kill them for.
Yeah, well, we all saw the semi-teaser leaked trailer that they was released for all of like 6 hours a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, it was so leaked.
Yeah, because it was all in like 1080p and it wasn't the cam.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But this one, thankfully, it's a different teaser trailer. So it's not going to be like, hey guys, this is the official trailer. You guys have never seen this before. Wink, wink.
Why I'm looking to the side. The main Skype window's over here. So I need to move it over here. So I can...
No worries. So here is the first official teaser trailer for the new Godzilla movie.
Yes. Okay, it looks closer than Gyno did. Although, watching those things fall from the sky, I kept the first thing that popped into my head was because they're watching them go in the clouds. They're like, and you see little trailers coming after them. Like, oh look, the aperitifs have arrived. The appetizers are here.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
And was that really Scarlett Johansson?
I don't think so, actually.
There's the one chick that looked like Scarlett Johansson, and it looked like Tommy Lee Jones was in there at one point too. Because Tommy Lee Jones has done a lot of stuff in Japan.
Yes, very much so. More so than just those
Lost Coffee ads.
Oh, the coffee commercials are hilarious, but he's done a lot more than that over there. Obviously, you saw Ken Watanabe there, so I mean, he's kind of
glad to see something. Glad to see a real Japanese person in this one.
Was kind of surprised to find out that Bryan Cranston's going to be in this.
I had heard about that, and I think that's good. He needs a good break after so much
drugs.
Yeah,
from Breaking Bad.
After cooking. I need to watch that series. I keep hearing great things about it.
Same here, and I have yet to see a single episode. So, but I have Netflix now.
The only thing I've seen is the Amy Yamamoto thing.
Ah, yes, the coffee thing. Yes. So I look at this and I'm going, okay. I'm glad this got a green light after Pacific Rim, because if this came before Pacific Rim, I don't think Pacific Rim would have been made.
Well, they've obviously been in production around the same time period.
True.
So Cloverfield 2. Backspace, Godzilla. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I think I don't know that it would have stopped it. I think that Pacific Rim paved the way for this to get a fair shot.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. Although I do have to say, as cheesy and horrible as the late '90s Godzilla American movie,
I think I need a bigger boat, a bigger box.
as horrible that was, there was one bit that was so cheesy and over the top, it was actually entertaining. And that was Puff Daddy.
That song was actually, I actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
Song. Yeah, I bought that song. So yeah,
a friend of mine at the time actually bought the soundtrack, which had a bunch of other popular rock artists' songs from the day there, but all they did was just insert Godzilla's scream in there at times. I'm like, okay, this was a cash grab.
At least Puffy's song was amusing,
and the music video itself was hilarious.
The music video was hilarious, and the fact that he blended in the whole Led Zeppelin Kashmir riff was what made it for me. I mean, that was just like, oh, hells yeah. In fact, I actually got 2/3 of the way through an AMV using that song.
Nice.
And then it just fell apart. So,
well, we will have plenty more time to speculate about how this Godzilla movie is going to stack up against all the previous competitors, including the Toei ones from Japan. Because this is not going to be released until next May, so we have plenty of time.
Yeah, it's amazing what's coming down the pipe for 14. But I mean, I was watching recently. They're talking about all these movies that are coming out and how there are people who are saying that there are movies in the pipe coming in 2016 that are going to make all the movies 2015 look like crap. I'm like, no, it's not. But I mean, there's a lot of really cool movies slated for 2016. But you can't beat the new Star Wars movie for hype.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 2015 next year's. I kind of feel sorry for 2014 because everything in 2015 is going to eclipse it. Even if the movies suck ass, it's going to eclipse it.
True. But on the side note, kind of relating to that, it's amazing. Like most movie studios 10 years ago would not even talk about a movie that's going to be released 3 years out. Now we have companies talking about movies that are going to be released 10 to 12 years out. That's
nuts.
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they're finally moving forward on Avatar 2, which means I think which I'm guessing means they're finally going into production.
Yeah, so I hear they're going to work on Avatar 2 and 3 together.
Yeah. Well, that's a smart thing to do.
Once that goes through the entire post-production process, then James Cameron can work on the movie that I've been waiting for him to make for the past 15 years. He's been talking for near a decade now about making an adaptation of Battle Angel Alita.
Oh, really? He's still talking about doing that? He's still
talking about doing that, and I want him to...
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
That'd be amazing.
You know what actually would really be cool is... Iria would be another one I'd love to see adapted.
Iria would be great, yeah.
Iria, Zerum, oh man, that'd be... I mean, I've seen okay, there is live action Zerum, okay? But...
Do we really need to talk about that one, though? Because
that's Japan, that's cheesy rubber monster adaptation. I would love to see a serious sci-fi adaptation of Iria.
Yep.
Because that would be badass.
Between that and the Wachowskis always talking about, we want to do Ghost in the Shell, I'm like...
please.
I kind of don't trust you two with Gits. I really don't. I mean,
obviously the Matrix was good until it turned into the Keanu was Jesus story.
What are you talking about? There was only one Matrix movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Everything else was a parable.
Yeah. Hey, look, it was so good it made a parody of itself twice over.
Although, have I ever told you my theory on the Matrix? And the whole thing about the end of the movie where, they're like, oh, well, what about those who want to be released? Well, we'll let them be released. I honestly think they're all still in it. They never left.
That, you're not the first person who has offered that.
But you want to know what my proof is?
What is your proof?
Neo affecting the Squiddies in real life. should not have been physically possible. He's just a physical body. Unless he's got implants, there's no reason he should have been able to do that.
Very good point. And you can also tie in like it was a dream within a dream. We're gonna go Inception meets Matrix style in this.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, I've heard them all. It's ridiculous.
No, I don't buy the dream within a dream, but I buy the fact that the machines are smart. If they've done this a couple hundred times, they must have factored in oh wait, what if they want to come out? Well, shit, we better plan for that.
Yep.
Bink. It's like instancing in World of Warcraft. You know?
Very true. Because we're currently on this spiel of movies being released or announced way before their release, we're gonna jump ahead a little bit, and we're gonna talk about one studio in particular,
Are you
Disney.
talking about 19? Oh no, you're talking about Disney.
Yeah,
Okay.
Disney. So Frozen came out about a month ago, and it's done phenomenally well.
And Pixar's already they're already in process on Dinosaur.
I'm really looking forward to the next 3 pictures that Pixar is working on, because the last 3 that they worked on almost seemed like just basic cash grabs. They were just sequels.
Well, and yeah, they do every time. But when they come up with an original title, is personally I want to see them do a cash grab sequel on Incredibles. Personally,
I would personally pay money to go see an Incredible sequel.
oh hell
But
yeah!
ever since Lasseter took over as head of Disney Animation, so he's
Man,
head of
this sucks
both.
results fast. Sorry, go ahead.
Ever since Lasseter took over as head of both Disney Animation Studios and Pixar, it has been absolutely amazing what the 2 studios have been able to create at times. More so on the Disney Animation side, because when he was brought in, Bolt was already in post-production. He couldn't do much to save that pile of crap.
I actually kind of enjoyed Bolt.
I kind of didn't, but
The whole "I'll get my ball" just the guinea pig hamster thing is what I love.
that part, like, yeah, okay, that was good. I was saying in overall, but Princess and the Frog, I actually thoroughly enjoyed that. Tangled, absolutely loved.
I did like Tangled.
Frozen, if you guys heard me in pre-show, I am kind of infatuated with this movie. I'll admit it. I've become a fanboy of Frozen. Disney has returned to me the same feelings I had when I was a child to go see like Beauty and the Beast. I was looking forward to a Disney movie.
I'm sorry, you say I was a child of Beauty and the Beast. To me, the child movies were Seven Little Horse Thieves.
Okay, but Michael, stop. You're only dating yourself. Stop.
The Herbie the Love Bug movies.
Oh, it's Ocho. Not the Lindsay Lohan pieces of crap. But
Oh no! I'm talking the original Herbie movies.
Yes.
Herbie Rides Again. The ones that have Buddy Hackett in them.
Yes.
For crying out loud.
They were fantastic. I still have them on VHS, so
I actually wouldn't mind getting them on Blu-ray. That'd be pretty epic.
that would be pretty nice. But Disney is always looking forward, and they announced their next animated feature film called Moana. The idea behind this is
Basing on the font, I'm gonna guess Polynesian.
pretty close, yeah, because the main character would be is named Moana Waialaki, a sea voyaging enthusiast and the only daughter of a chief in a long line of navigators. When her family needs her help, she sets off on an epic journey. The film also includes demigods and spirits taken from real mythology.
Okay, so is this a Maori Mulan?
Kinda, considering there's the it's gonna be set about 2,000 years ago across a quote unquote series of islands in the South Pacific.
That sounds like the Maori to me.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Now the thing you're talking about, people announcing movies so many years in advance. This is nothing new for Disney animated features.
But seriously,
They've always done this.
but 5 years out,
years out.
this is not going to come out until
Even
2018.
more. There was promo footage of Beauty and the Beast. There were line tests of Beauty and the Beast's ballroom scene released as theater trailers. Like years before, many years before it came out. This is standard Disney MO. And actually, I'm kind of glad to see them going back to it because they didn't for a while. I mean, back when they were all caught up in the "if it ain't a musical, we don't want to touch it" phase.
Right.
Which are basically also known as the Eisner years. They They used to always do that. I mean, they did the same. They did it with Beauty and the Beast. They did it with, oh, good God, uh, uh, Pocahontas.
Good point.
They did it. They did it with. I remember seeing line tests in the theater for Hunchback. So this
But
is
like
not
5 years early.
3 or 4. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's they used to do that a lot. For them, it works though. What I think about it, and the fact is that now are they doing this one 2D or 3D? Let me phrase that: 2.5D or 3D?
It's going to be a blend of hand drawn and CG animation.
Okay,
Do you remember the award-winning short Paperman, which looked fantastic?
Oh, God, I loved that.
That is going to be the style of this movie.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
The neat thing about one of the things I love about Lasseter's taking over Disney Animation is when at the time Disney bought Pixar, they basically had shut down all 2D, because nothing's 2D anymore, but all 2D hand-drawn animation. They shut it down.
Right.
The first thing, I'm like, within a week of his taking the helm, he reopened that shit and started working on Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
So I have faith in Lasseter.
Oh yeah, I have 100% faith in Lasseter, complete in what anything he's been, even the ideas he's been throwing out there, I think would be just fantastic because he has not only the knowledge behind it and the crews that support him on these ideas, but
the creative brain trust that he's got access to.
Insane.
Yeah.
But his willingness to do whatever it takes to make the movies work right. I mean, when he was bringing in, I mentioned Bolt, but also the first Tinkerbell movie apparently was in post-production. That was like 75% done. And he saw it and said it was absolute shit and told them, kill everything. You're starting from scratch with storyboards. Like 4 years of work were just gone. And he started them over.
I heard that.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I will admit, I actually watched a part of one of the movies. And, I mean, the animation's nice because it's Disney CG animation. But the story actually kind of holds up on its own. I mean, it's a kid's movie, but for what it is, it's actually pretty good. Compared to what was apparently leaked of the original versions, it got really bad.
Is that right up there with turtles being aliens?
Pretty close, actually. Like fairies morphing into other fairies and whatnot. We're like, the hell?
I'm glad to see them start caring about their titles again.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they're not just leaning strictly on Pixar for their 3D stuff. This studio, I don't know who the second studio is. I mean, it's not PDI because PDI is what became DreamWorks.
Right.
It's not Rhythm and Hughes. I don't know what the hell happened to Rhythm and Hughes. I want to know who the studio is, or did they actually build up their own in-house CG studio that isn't Pixar?
There is actually a really fascinating book you can buy online, about the history of CG movies, and specifically John Lasseter's move from Pixar to Disney.
Oh, really?
It's about $45 online on Amazon, and I read an excerpt on it, and it actually explains how when he moved over to take over both, Lasseter not only brought back the hand-drawn animation studio, but then started putting together that CG group because that's all internal.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's an internal group that's working on all the.
And that's what I like about that fact. And we're tangenting.
Of course we are.
What I like about that fact is they have, a Disney hand-drawn animation. You can look at it and that's Disney because there's a style that goes with it that has been there from day one. And it's morphed a little over the years, but more or less you can look at a Disney animated piece and go, or you can look at a demo reel for some guy and go, you used to work at Disney, didn't you? It's you can tell right away if someone's, or if they're inspired by Disney, you can tell.
Yeah. Case in point, there's actually a article online of a guy who released his portfolio publicly. He's a former Disney artist, character design artist. And he created a whole slew of pictures and ideas of how to turn Wicked the musical into a Disney animated movie.
Oh God, they have been so pushing for that for years.
Dude, that's what
I
Frozen
wanna
is
see that
basically.
happen.
The moment they
Yeah,
hired
but I'd like
indie,
to see the actual, see them do the actual.
yeah, we'll see what happens. But we've tangented way the hell off. So
There was a point where I was going with this.
okay, go for it.
And that is, I'm glad to see that they're not just, treating Pixar as the golden goose and,
Everything else is
forcing
shite.
it into a crank fest.
Right.
They're actually letting Pixar keep their normal schedules, stick with it until they're happy with it, and they're defining themselves under 3 different looks. I mean, even though there's significant difference between, say, Incredibles and not Toy Story. What's that other one they just did? Monsters Inc. You can tell there's a specific style that you look at and go, okay, 90% chance this is Pixar, with very few exceptions.
Oh yeah,
like the one with the little kid with the stars and the moon. I forget what that short's called. But there's a distinctive. You can look at it and go, okay, this is a Pixar movie.
right.
So they've got that look. They've got this other their internal CGI house, which has developed their own look, which I think is a logical escalation. I swear to God, that's not the amaretto. That's just me not being able to talk today. I haven't been able to talk at all today. It's the logical escalation from their 2D hand-drawn into 3D, because if you look at like Frozen or Wreck-It Ralph,
Right.
except for the characters they imported, like Zangief and everybody, just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy. God, I love that movie. They've developed. They're developing 3 distinct looks, and that's good. So you don't get bored of it.
Right.
Unlike other studios who shall go nameless.
Yeah, true. I mean,
Although
there are some bits, there are some speed bumps along the way, like cars. But
I actually liked Cars. Cars
1 was okay. Cars 2,
Cars 2 was hilarious.
I had to think of an alternate storyline to make it interesting for me. That the entire thing was a dream sequence inside of Mater's head to make sure to convince himself to have self-confidence. And it actually makes sense. I'll talk about that in a future episode.
I would totally buy that. I would totally buy that it was Mater's dream.
Yeah.
Especially since you don't want to eat what did he call it? You don't want to eat the guacamole.
Oh no, the pistachio ice cream, which was the
pistachio
wasabi
ice cream. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
I mean, it was fun. It's check your brain at the door. But
good point.
Airplanes is a money grab in my mind.
No, anything beyond Cars 1 was just a money grab.
Yeah.
Like, concerning Planes was an offshoot and got, apparently a decent amount of money. They're making Planes 2. I mean...
Well, if they make enough money to make Planes 2, I mean, and at that point it becomes a business decision, not a creative decision.
Yeah, no, it's a cash grab. That's all it is.
Yeah, totally.
But okay, wow, we spent half this episode just talking about Disney.
And you know what? It's a slow news week, guys.
It is a slow news week.
We are so far through. We're already almost done with our list. So
but the thing is, though, you can go through the history and the technology of Disney animation, and that could take an entire month. And you can see
we could do a full 12 episode miniseries and not even scratch the surface.
Stay tuned next week as we have John Lasseter on the line. And I have his number. He doesn't know who I am, but I have his number.
I do have the contact number for a creative artist who has implied he might be willing to pop on the show.
Why hasn't this happened yet?
I've also got standing offers from...
We'll talk about this in post. We'll talk about this in post.
I've got a couple people that I've handed you numbers for.
Oh, this is true. Yes, I have dropped the ball on a few things.
And I also have a promise for just because it's me asking from one guy to do the show.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. All right. Well, we do have to make a mention.
Death Star is no more.
No more. Wow. That thermal exhaust port was larger than 2 meters. No. All right, we do have to make a note of a sad note that legendary actor Peter O'Toole passed away at the age of 81. For those of you who are a bit on the younger side, you probably are wondering, who is this guy and why should I care? you should see some of his classic movies. I mean, anything.
If you've never seen any other Peter O'Toole movie in your life, see Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh yeah, you kind of have to go.
That's
see
his
movie.
masterwork, right?
Oh,
there.
it is. It really is.
He's done a bunch of other films that he's equally fantastic in, but as far as a masterwork, if you're gonna rest your laurels on something, Lawrence of Arabia is it.
True. I also really liked him in Lions of Winter.
He was good in Lions of Winter. He was also really good. Okay, I'm kind of lame. I really loved him in My Favorite Year.
Okay.
I thought that movie was awesome, and he made that movie.
He really did make that movie. I'll agree with you with that. Yes.
But he also did a film called Rogue Male that I've seen. He's also done a couple other war movies because everybody was doing war movies in the 50s, 60s.
He was actually also in a Pixar movie.
Oh, that's right. I forget which.
He was Anton Ego, the food critic in Ratatouille.
Oh, that's why I couldn't remember because I haven't seen Ratatouille yet.
Oh, really? Okay, you should go see that. So he's done an amazing large amount of work. But if anything, I agree with you, Michael. You have to go watch Lawrence of Arabia. It is
if nothing else, you have to see Lawrence of Arabia.
A defining moment. Not only his career.
Well, it's a defining moment in his career, but it's also a defining film.
It is. It really is.
I mean, it belonged. I've heard people build, top 10 lists of most influential, most powerful movies. And if you build a top 10 list that doesn't include Lawrence of Arabia, you're fucking high.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I completely agree with you. But it is sad that he's passed on. But I mean, he lived a very full life and very busy.
And he had a
lifestyle.
good run.
He had a really good run.
I'm sorry that it's sad that he had to deal with illness for the last few years, but the man's body of work and the life he led, and his personal demons, which he had to face quite a few of.
A lot of them, yeah.
But the whole package, just wow.
There is another person who has a very large body of work, nowhere near as, say, epic as Peter O'Toole's legacy, but still hilarious nonetheless, and that is Leslie Nielsen.
Oh yes,
God, I love his
I'm wondering I wondered where you were going with this. Okay.
Hey, I am the man of really bad transitions. Remember, so why am I bringing up Leslie Nielsen? Because
we're going to take donations for Jason's Segway class.
Thank you.
And we don't mean a two-wheeled self-balancing thing.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Jason needs to learn how to segue.
Hey, I'm happy with my horrible segues. Shut up. They're unique. I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah, so we're talking about Leslie Nielsen, known for there's the Police Squad TV series.
Actor.
Yeah. And then
he originally started. I mean, how many people realize? Anyone who's seen Forbidden Planet? That's Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, he started out as a straight actor, and then people realized that he could say anything straight faced. And it started with the Airplane movies.
Oh my God, yes.
When he first did the Airplane movies, and then that led to Police Squad, which was a TV series, which then became Naked Gun, which they did. How many movies? They did what? 3 Naked Gun movies, I think, with him.
Yeah, the last would be what, 33 and a third.
Yeah. And oddly enough, but this leads to. Go ahead, Jason.
So you see, you have great movies, like especially the Naked Gun movies. So they stand by themselves. They don't need a remake. But Hollywood has once again lost their damn mind and thought that, you know what, we don't have an original idea. We're just going to reboot something we liked in the past. Seems to be what everyone else is doing nowadays.
Depending on who you get to do it, though.
Yeah, but really, do they really need to make a reboot of the Naked Gun movies? Because
well, if they make it like his kid, I mean, can it really be as bad as Steve Martin as Clouseau? And I love Steve Martin.
Honestly, I have worries that it would be just as bad, if not worse.
Or what was the one they did right after Peter Sellers died, where it was supposed to be his son?
Oh,
and it was the one guy who was that one Italian actor who did not Gallipoli.
I know who you're talking about, but
yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Hopefully, the audience does too.
Yes.
But I mean, as long as it doesn't turn out to be as bad as Steve Martin as Clouseau, which they made more than one of.
Cash
I
cow.
love Steve Martin, but dude, you're not Peter Sellers. Move on.
But I still wonder that here we have classic, comedy bit. I mean, that paved the way for, the scary movies, the late to mid 90s.
Well, that, yeah, between
mid to late 90s.
Airplane and the Naked Gun series, that whole family of work
Oh, yeah.
paved the way for scary movie, for
Essentially signing the checks for the Wayans brothers.
yeah, pretty much. It paved the way for the Wayans brothers.
Yeah. So they're going to reboot the Naked Gun movies, starring Ed Helms from the U.S. version of The Office. And the thing is, it's a full
Tell me you
reboot
have a
because...
picture, because I'm having a hard time remembering.
All
which
right,
one
let
he
me
is.
grab a picture. But Ed Helms...
See the geeky guy with the glasses?
No.
Okay.
The thing is, I look at this and I go, okay, that's Ed Helms.
Oh, God.
And he's not going to play his son or anything like that. No, he's actually playing Nielsen's role as Lieutenant Frank Drebin.
So is he supposed to be a younger Drebin?
Yeah, they're going to reboot it into modern times.
Oh, Jesus.
Which screams all scary movie. And I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What it screams is, did you ever happen to see the train wreck that was Vampires Suck?
Yeah, no, I saw the trailer and went, I'm not going to spend my money on that. It wouldn't be worth the bandwidth to torrent it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, I get that you want to rip on Twilight, but my God, I watched Twilight before I'd watch Vampires Suck. Ed Helms is a decent comedic actor, but he's not Leslie Nielsen.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're gonna reboot that character, if we're gonna go with our dream casting here, you want to reboot that character, John Leguizamo, or not Leguizamo.
What, John Lithgow?
Lithgow, thank you.
I think John Lithgow would be fantastic in that role.
I think he would be fantastic as that role. If you're gonna do it with Lithgow, because Lithgow's another one of those actors that you can put any dialogue in his mouth, no matter how out there and insane, and he can do it deadpan straight.
Oh yeah.
Way.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a story of Lithgow on SNL where they wanted to, they're like, he came up to him and when he was going to be on it, and he's like, yeah, look, dude, I'll do anything. I don't care what it is. I just want to have fun with this. I don't take myself seriously. Like, okay, well, we've got this one that we've been kind of like burying in the back that nobody, and it's the one where they pulled the bug out of the guy's ass.
Oh yes.
And that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen Lithgow do. He has that ability, like Leslie Nielsen, to just say anything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the entire cast from back when he was part of Third Rock from the Sun. You grab that entire
Third Rock
cast.
is awesome.
You grab the cast from Third Rock and you throw them a Leslie Nielsen film to reboot, and I think it would be fantastic.
What's really funny is who else came from that cast.
You also have, I see his
Gordon Levitt?
Yeah, Jason Gordon Levitt.
Oh, my God. And he's actually doing serious shit now. But he started there, which is really funny because I showed you the links for the thing of him doing the lip sync contest on Jimmy Fallon.
On Jimmy Fallon, yeah.
Yeah,
he was great. HBO in the chat. You monsters, you raised John Leguizamo's hopes for a moment. I'm sorry.
No, somebody else saw. I saw an interesting cast suggestion for Leguizamo, which I actually kind of back. There's a group of people who are wondering who should be the next Joker in films.
Neil Leguizamo is crazy enough to do it.
Leguizamo could carry it off. Look at what he did with Clown.
Yeah, okay, good point.
I mean, yeah, okay. The Spawn movies sucked ass, okay?
Oh, come on. But they were cheesy as hell to
I was just happy to see Merlin on screen again, but that's beside the point. But, I mean, yeah, okay. The Clown, but the level of capability that of insanity mixed with a bit of seriousness that he can bring to the role. I think Leguizamo is one of the actors who could feasibly do a really good, not over the top take on Joker.
I'll agree with that. I'll buy it on that. Yeah.
Heath Ledger was, oh my God, amazing. But
and also drove him insane.
And it drove him insane. But I could see Leguizamo as Joker. I know a lot of people are like, you're smoking crack. No, I'm not smoking crack. I honestly think he could do it because I've also seen him do serious acting.
Well, here's the thing, though. I've seen him do some serious acting, and then he's also throwing him out there for cheap ass roles in horror flicks that, you know.
Oh yeah, he's done the gamut. But I mean, okay, you. Let's ignore the Mario Brothers movie.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that up.
Oh no, we are going to ignore the fact that he was Luigi, and the idea that he could possibly be related to the guy they had playing Mario, whose name I can't remember. Yeah, no, we're going to ignore. We're going to pretend the Super Mario movie does not exist.
Aw,
but Goomba, a little wind up thing. But the. Have you seen him in the Romeo and Juliet Leonardo DiCaprio version?
yeah, I remember him in that. Yeah,
He was fantastic.
he
in that
was.
role.
He was a great actor in that role.
And then you look at Tu Wong Fu.
Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything. Yes,
That was a great film, and it was a great role for him. I mean, he's got the chops. It's just, is anybody gonna give him the shot?
probably not. That's my only thing. I mean,
And yes, HBO, we're blaming you.
all right. Well, consider we've spent this entire episode on movie talk, which is perfectly fine. We haven't done one of these in a while.
It's been a slow ass news week. I mean, except for Peter O'Toole's passing, it's been a slow ass week.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and showcase a fan movie, shall we? A short 5-minute video.
Really well done, but there are flaws.
There are flaws, but this is better than what I could do. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would take a lot of work for us to compare to this.
This is true. So there's always been tons of fan crossovers, tons of ships of Doctor Who and Sherlock for a number of reasons.
Because they're both Stephen Moffat properties.
Right, exactly. So it only makes sense for a fan that has a very good grasp of Adobe After Effects to create a little short video of the two meeting together. And no, we're not talking about just taking shot A from Doctor Who and shot B from Sherlock and just cutting back and forth between each other. No, I'm just going to play it. I kind of have to.
Yeah, you have to just play it. Really well done.
Mm-hmm.
I especially like how he inserted a line from that's in neither of those shows, but from another movie that Matt Smith did. There's just one part of it that just really grates on me. Otherwise, I think it's brilliant.
And what bit is that?
The part where he's talking about where he's just standing there asking his question, and he tried to match move the face.
Yeah.
It's a still that he moved the lips on. There's no motion in that shot. He match moves the face with where the body moves.
The head part's
the
still.
Face part, the face part is a still.
Yeah.
With an animated mouth.
Yeah. There are scenes where it's
he looks like a zombie.
He does. It's one of those that if you
aside from that, it's epic, and I'm sorry that it'll never happen.
Yeah, I mean it's a crap load of rotoscoping.
Oh yeah, it's brilliantly well done.
And Michael froze for a moment. Michael,
and the fact, even though, despite the fact that Moffat did both titles, and it would be awesome to see it happen, we both know it's not going to.
It'll never happen, yeah.
But
this is the closest we're going to get.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
But thankfully, we're going to get more of both the Doctor and Sherlock in the very near future, because you have the Doctor Who Christmas special, which is going to be shown on BBC America at 9 p.m. Christmas Day. Sherlock Season 3 premieres New Year's Day in the UK, and in the US on PBS, it launches on January 19th at 10 p.m. So
you're going to hook me up with that proxy thing again, right?
Yes. What's this? Wait until the 19th? No.
Screw that noise. I want to watch it live.
There you go. All right. Well, to wrap as we always do, Michael, what have you been watching?
Not a lot. Actually, there was something I watched. Let's see. I already told you about watching, finally finishing Bakemonogatari. Wow, I actually been watching surprisingly little this week.
It's been a slow week all around.
Yeah, although Shield went on hiatus.
Oh, after
after this week's episode,
the mid-season finale, yeah.
Yeah, the mid-season hiatus. So where they ended it is interesting. I want to see where they're going to go with it. I'm hoping they haven't killed the one guy because I actually like that actor.
Well,
Yeah.
we knew already that they were going to add 2 new permanent cast members.
Right, the
to the
boss
lineup.
lady and I forget who the other one was.
The guy from the first episode, the guy with.
Is he a permanent cast member now?
He's a permanent cast member now.
Okay, so they didn't kill him. Okay,
No.
good. Though he's now set up for a grip ton of angst.
Oh yeah, of course he is. I mean, they've kind of gotten past Sky being angsty to a point, so they got to have an angsty character somewhere.
Though the thing between Wade and May,
Yeah.
aside from the first words out of my mouth, were "lucky son of a bitch."
Yeah.
Followed by,
in terms of story, that's going to start getting a little odd. Things can possibly turn a very bad way for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What about you?
Aside from going to see Frozen a bunch, because I've basically become to the point that I'd rather go chill for a couple hours at the Irvine Spectrum after work and wait for traffic to die down than just sit in my car and grind my my gears in trying to get past 30 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, I would just walk around the stores and I'd be like, what time is it? There's another showing of Frozen right now. I can go see Frozen again. And then go see Frozen. And I enjoy it more and more when I'm watching it because I'm catching more and more things.
Story.
And a little hidden bits and pieces. Like there's actually a hidden Mickey in this movie I just found for
Of course there is.
That I did. It is hidden so well. It took me to the 4th time seeing it to find it. And of course, there's the everybody. It's all over the net now about how the 2 main characters from Tangled make an appearance in Frozen.
Rapunzel and what's his name?
Flynn Rider, or Eugene. Yeah, here's a screen cap of it in the lower left-hand corner. Yeah, they actually make a full-on appearance. They're on screen for all of 2 seconds, but it's still everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's the same universe."
You have the asset, why not use it?
Yeah, exactly.
But it does make it the same universe, so.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I just came across something. I literally just had something shot to me that kind of scares me because I know that there are people out there who will do it. Do you happen to have $11,500 just lying around?
Sure. If I did, what would I want to buy with that?
Do you happen to play Warhammer 40K?
Sometimes. Oh, what is he sending me now?
Oh my god. A complete Ultramarines chapter. It's called Astartes Ultra. For if you happen to play Space Marines in Warhammer 40K, and you happen to have $11,500 just lying around burning a hole in your pocket, you too can get this. It contains the following: 1 veteran company, 4 battle companies, 4 reserve companies, 1 scout company with roughly 100 Space Marines in each. You will also receive the Codex-specified vehicles and support units that go with them. Be sure to have a look through the company-by-company photo guide above to see this chapter in all its glory.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
What the... Okay, I've gotten obsessed on some stuff, okay?
Understatement of the century, yes, but...
But not $11,500 obsessed.
Mm-hmm, good point.
Oh my god!
The most I'm going to probably spend on my current obsession...
And you get to assemble and paint every one of these, by the way. They don't come pre-assembled.
No, they don't. Oh yeah, that's definitely... you got to be hardcore on that.
And what's sad is they're going to sell at least a couple of them.
Oh yeah, of course they will.
Otherwise, they wouldn't even be bothering to put it on their site.
Exactly. What was the other thing that I watched recently? Oh, I'm caught up on Almost Human.
Oh man, that's...
And we're what now? 5 episodes in?
6.
6 episodes in. It has yet to produce anything less than top quality in terms of not only just production but also story, action, character development.
You caught this week's episode, right?
This week's episode with the psychic, that's a whole...
No, it's fine, but that's not the best part of that video. The psychic one was good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually surprisingly well played out. But the bit in the beginning, when he makes the Ken doll reference,
Yeah. Oh my God.
and then they're in the car talking, it's like, is that just for one guy? Oh my God. I laughed so hard I literally fell off.
You know they had to throw that in there somewhere eventually.
Yeah, well, it's better than being a body. Yeah, but still.
My question though, with that one scene, I want to see the blooper reel because you know there has to be something there.
Oh yeah, you know they had to play with that line.
But yeah, but other than that, yeah, watching a lot of Frozen. I'm seriously gonna probably write an article trying to explain mostly to myself why I'm so fascinated with it. So
write the article, and then if you really want to be masochistic, you can put it online.
I probably will. I'm probably going to start writing a little more on the OtakuLife Net blog, especially because we now have standing invites to future events taking place in LA. So things like the Ava 3.0 movie and whatnot. So
oh, hells yeah.
Yeah,
we got to cover the hell out of that.
That and the Tear Fest of the upcoming Anohana movie. So I might just let you take care of that one because I've seen the series and I bawled like a yeah. We'll talk about that later. But
I know people who cried during during Madoka too, and I'm just like, there were a couple points where it started to get a little emotional, and I'm just like going, okay, I can see why people got upset about this.
And then I turn around and go, "Shut up, Shinji."
Well, yeah, no, and then they ran with it. But I mean, we talked about this a little bit last week, but I'm sorry, I agree with her. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with her methods, but I agree with her motives and her how in her mindset this makes sense.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And it was the best way to end the franchise. That's the best.
I don't think they're ending it.
I kind of hope they do. Again,
yeah, I kind of hope they do too, because anything much else beyond this would be a money grab. But,
yeah, money grab and to say we want to have a nice happy ending to the universe. I'm like, no.
This is as happy as you're getting.
Let's not get into this other tangent. This will take another hour to get through. So,
yeah.
All right. Shall we call it at that, though?
I think we should call it.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us for another week. Next week, I'm sure we'll have some sort of holiday-themed event in there. And then, of course, the week after that
I am not wearing a Santa hat.
Okay, I will.
Had 3 requests. I'm not wearing a Santa hat.
I will. I have plenty of Santa hats. And, of course, the week after that is going to be our end-of-the-year special where we kind of make it into a drinking game. So just be prepared for that.
You got to come up here for that weekend, dude.
I plan on doing so.
I know your finances are messed, but you got to come up for that weekend if we're going to do it.
It kind of has to happen in person. I agree.
And besides, we both need to have the Death Star ice cubes.
Yes, it definitely is a necessity.
It's not geek chic without Death Star ice cubes.
Since when are we chic anything?
Geek chic I can go with.
All right, good point. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for post-show, and yeah, for From My Mother's Basement. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy.